iced honey oat latte. I wish I could give you all one. That sounded so rude. I wish I could give you all the coffee. There we go. I feel like we are overdue a catch up. First things first, we have a wedding date, ladies and gents. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I don't know if I've said anything about it. I actually don't know. Before I even tell you the year, is it 25? Is it 26 or is it 27? I just want to see if you can guess it. I know I'm going to tell you obviously in the next second, but just hold that year in your head and see if you got it right. That was a cute little meows. Are you telling them the year? You are. Let me see that nose. Why is that nose like that? The year is 2026. The eyeshadows that I'm using are from the Huda Beauty Icy Nude. This has so many gorgeous like shimmery shades. So we went to view quite a few venues here in the UK, and then we also had a few options for abroad as well. And a lot of the venues here in the UK and the ones abroad, their availability was kind of like slim to none. And I know there's many people who are able to plan their wedding within, you know, a year, 10 months, some people even less than that. Like my sister and her husband, they planned their wedding I think in around like 10-ish months. I done white on my eyes because I really want to try this. I was sent this in PR from Too Faced, and it's their fairy dust, and oh my god, when I saw this I thought, oh, that looks stunning. Like I really want to try it. It looks like a shimmery foil. Look at that. Also, how adorable are my nails? They are so cute. Try this out. Look, oh my god, look at the shimmer. Oh, that looks wet. And then I want to pat this in the center and then fade it into the edge. Oh my god, that is gorgeous. Oh my god, that is like the most stunning topper. No, that is beautiful. I wonder if they do this in any other shades, like a more champagne or bronzy colour. I'm going to be doing my eye makeup for my wedding, and if they have this in another colour, I will definitely go and buy that. We're going to try a half lash today, and I am not a half lash girl because my eyes are small, but I might bring it in a little bit more and try and lift the ends. I'm going to leave this to dry down because this part isn't actually sticking too tough, but that is actually a really nice half lash. I don't normally wear half lashes, and if I do, it's the Invisi lashes that I can put underneath, and then that way I can do it so it goes big to small and perfectly goes into like my natural lash. But this actually might be one of my favourite half lashes I have tried, and it is the style half lash era. Could be quite fitting. Am I going to be in my half lash era? We shall see. A couple of days ago I was invited to a NARS event, and it was like a NARS pop-up shop that they were doing in London, and it was open to the public at the weekend because they had like masterclasses and stuff like this. They gave me a restock of my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Barcelona. I think this is my favourite foundation out of all of them that they do. I nearly forgot my SPF. This is the Haru Haru Wonder. It makes my makeup go on so nice. For me, this is actually like the perfect primer for my skin. At the event, they gave me like these little NARS hair slide things as well, which I thought were adorable. One of the main reasons I use this SPF as well is it gives you a really gorgeous radiant base, but it has a slight kind of tacky texture that when my makeup goes on top, it just glides on but grips to it, but it's thin. I'm gonna give this a really good shake. In other news, I keep getting comments on TikTok where my videos have come up on someone's FYP. They're like, oh my god, I used to watch you on YouTube. I'm so glad like I found your page, and I'm so happy that we have been rekindled. And honestly, I love reading that. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad to like have you a part of my TikTok family now. But then I also think, why have so many people stopped YouTube? The match is matching the neck, by the way, not the forehead. And like for me, I understand as a content creator's perspective why I upload more on other platforms. I do upload YouTube shorts. I just wish that they were longer, at least to like 3 minutes, and then anything after that would go onto like normal YouTube subscription sort of thing. To create this kind of content compared to a YouTube short, an Instagram reel, or a TikTok video, this is a lot more time consuming, like so much more time consuming. This takes hours, then you have to watch it back, then you have to edit the clips again, then you have to watch it back again, make sure everything's fine, then you have to upload it, watch it again to make sure it's all uploaded correctly and there's no like weirdness happened with your upload, fill in the information box, link all the products, do the thumbnail. YouTube videos are so much more time consuming, it's crazy compared to like a quicker 90-second video. You know, it's so much more time consuming. So I understand from like a creator's perspective why other people choose to upload on other platforms, because it is a bit more quicker, and also your content gets pushed a lot more. For this channel, let's say, I mainly do lifestyle and beauty and fashion, right? But mainly beauty. So I would only be pushed to people who are searching in something similar to what I've posted, which then makes it harder for you to grow on this platform, if that makes sense. So a lot of people now, they're starting off on other platforms because you get pushed more, and then they're uploading here and there on YouTube. I haven't used this Chanel bronzer in so long. It's probably dry AF right now. But let me see, I'm going to give it a quick rub with my finger to warm it up, and then I'll remove like any sort of top product. Obviously I'm so glad they found my content, but then I'm also a little bit sad. I'm like, why do people not watch YouTube as much anymore? Like, YouTube used to be a little bit more of like a safe space, a little bit more of like a calming place, somewhere that when you're getting ready you put them on in the background. Or I don't know, I think it may be because I've grown up on YouTube that maybe I have a bit more of this kind of emotional connection. You guys watching this now might understand what I'm saying. I mainly used to use this for buffing out another cream product, so it'd give you a nice transition, and I totally just forgot that's how I used to use it, because I'm not gonna lie, that is a very minimal bronzing vibe. But yeah, if you don't follow me on the other platforms, I would love it if you did. Obviously I do post more on them because the content is quicker, so you will get more content for me, but I am trying so hard to post on here as well consistently. So in just over a month I've tried to do, like, if not every week or every other week, at least some long form content where me and you could just sit down and have a bit of a chilled time and talk about makeup. Hopefully you're able to watch my content and unwind, whether you're chilling in the evening or you've got me on in the background when you get ready. That's what I like to do. Sometimes I like to, when I'm in the bath, watch YouTube videos, or when I am like getting ready myself, I'll have someone else's video on in the background. Do you know what, I'm just going to use the same brush for this. By the way, that was the Huda Beauty Ube cream. I'm going to blend that into the eye socket as well, because I use that sort of like pinky shade, although it does always look a little bit lilac when it's on the skin, but when it's blended out it looks like a really nice pink. Have you seen that Pandora have a Disney collection? I'll be honest, I haven't been into Pandora in a while, but when I saw this collection I was like, oh my god, so many of the pieces are actually like really cute, and I really wanted to go and try on the Tiana ring because that was like more my kind of vibe because I wear silver. Plus it was my niece's birthday recently, so I said to her, like, let's go in and have a little look, are there any that you like, because then maybe we can get it for you for like your birthday present. And then I tried on the Tiana ring by itself and I was like, that's really nice, but I didn't know if it suited my like hands, if that makes sense. And then I layered this ring underneath it and it actually looked a whole lot better. Anyways, we ended up getting the bell ring for my niece, which was actually a really cute ring, but I definitely get people's opinions on it should have been gold. Same for Jasmine's ring, like Jasmine is a gold girl. I just feel like some of the metals that they use for the rings aren't matching. However, the collection is so cute and they've got so many cute charms. And then because we spent over £69 on both of the rings, we actually got to pick something from a tray. I don't know how long this will go on for. And then she picked like a little love heart ring, so we ended up getting her 2 rings instead of 1. So I need your opinion on something, and I feel like we all have this dilemma. My hair is not dark, it's just the lighting. I have a lot of lighter brown tones in my hair right now. However, I keep looking at older videos and photos of me when my hair was like super dark, like the darkest shade of brown you can get, and I'm low-key missing it. And then I feel like when I have dark hair, I then want to add lighter tones into my hair because then I feel like my hair doesn't have a lot of dimension, it looks a bit more flat. Do I go back to fully dark hair or do I keep the light? I might put 2 photos on the screen so you can see how light my hair actually is. Obviously it's not light, it's still like darker roots and stuff like that, but I have lighter tones in it. Before I set my face, I'm going to go in with the Mario setting spray. Like, why do we always do this to ourselves? We always want to change something all the time. When I look at myself with darker hair, I'm like, oh my god, my eyes pop so much more. Sometimes I feel like my darker hair can like wash me out. And then when I look at myself with the lighter hair, I feel as if it just looks softer sometimes and just looks a little bit more softer on me, like not as harsh. So please help. Am I like over absorbing you so much information in this get rid of me? Okay, so this is the Mario powder as well. So I've been changing up my routine a little bit. This is the shade Fair Pink. With his powder as well, I like to rub it into my powder path, so it really does diffuse it amazingly well, and that's how he recommends you to use the product as well. Can you see the difference? This is it done, one with the spray and the powder, and then this is just with the spray. And then I am actually going to go and bake a little bit just so I can keep the jaw looking a bit sharper. Look up as I press it on my under eye. Huda Beauty Ube birthday cake. Oh, just been using it every single day since it's been in my life. It is like the perfect transition, and I'm probably going to say that 1,000 times more. Swirl it onto the top of the mesh, pick up whatever I can, and then I pat this just in between this area here. And then on top, this is the Charlotte Tilbury blusher in the shade Sex on Fire. It is that kind of tone there. And we're going to swirl it with a Morphe collaboration with Ariel brush. These brushes are really nice, guys. Just so I can start to buff the ube powder out so it's not sitting on my skin for like too long. And then flick it up into your eyebrow area. A little while back, I had a thing called pigment remover, which is what you get done on your microblading to help basically lighten the ink from the tattooing or from the microblading. So I had it done to kind of like lighten the towels of my eyebrows. Now I'm in this process, you can't see it because I've got foundation on and stuff now, where my skin, where the remover has gone, has basically gone a bit darker. So I'm waiting for my skin to lighten and go back to normal. The process, the healing process, has been so much longer than I had anticipated. I'm kind of in this dilemma now where I don't know whether just to leave my eyebrows the way they are and just kind of like leave it. But then there's a part of me which is also conscious, like, of course I'm getting older, and the whole reason I wanted to change my eyebrow shape is to kind of help with the aging, because as you age, of course, your skin is going to start to droop and go down here, and because I have an arch there, realistically I should kind of lift the arch to help with the aging process. I don't know, I just didn't expect my skin to take this long to heal. So if you have seen it on my socials and wondering why I haven't done an update, it's because I'm still healing technically. Now I'm going to go in and just buff off all that powder with whatever's left of my bronzer. That is the Plouise Cheek of It in Cookie Cup. I have an eyelash stuck on the back of that. I swear these things are like my mark. I leave them everywhere. So either 109, a little bit of Hoola bronzer. I feel like this is a really nice kind of contour shade for me because it's that little bit warm and cool. It's not too one or the other, that makes sense. And this brush does all the work for me. With it comes the nose contouring. So I'm just going to run it along like that, and then I'm just going to pull it up at the sides. A lot of people online have been using this as a foundation brush. Have you guys seen? And then I will slightly take that into the eyebrow. Don't worry, I will soften that. I'm also going to go around the lips. So I've decided I'm taking my ass back to the gym. It's been a hot minute. I'm going to be completely real with you. I maybe stopped going to the gym in November. I probably went maybe like once that month, and then maybe once in December, and I just fell out of love with it for a period of time. Putting a bit more powder around the nose to snatch it a little bit more. I kind of just fell off of it, and you know what? I'm going to be honest. The whole time that I wasn't at the gym, I actually was loving it. I was like, I had been going for so long, and it was really good for my mental health. That's the main reason, like, I love going to the gym, is just how it makes me feel. Because I'm not trying to be like a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to completely transform my body. I'm not trying to drastically change it. I just do it for like the health purposes. You know, I'm very thankful that my body moves, and my body does a lot for me, and I just want to kind of help it as I age. And yeah, during the whole month of December and also January, I was loving life. So I literally would be like gaming instead of going to the gym, and I loved it. I really did. I had no gym guilt. I was just loving it. But then of course, like everything, there was a part of me that was like, okay, we've had our fun, it's time to get back into it and create some healthier habits. And that is the main reason I want to get back into it, is because how it makes me feel mentally, and I just kind of want to look after myself a little bit more and get back into that routine of going every now and then. I don't have like set days. Every day is different for me, every time is different. And I'm going to be getting a juicer for my birthday because I want to start doing like cold pressed juices, because I take like little gut shots and like ginger and lemon shots constantly, and I thought, you know what, they're quite expensive for them little things. If I buy some glass jars off of like Amazon or something, and then I'm going to get a cold pressed juicer for my birthday, I can just make these myself. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try and be doing some healthy habits. I'm back into my reading. I just finished the book, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Also, if you have any book recommendations, please let me know, because this is what happens. I'll get like my book, I'll absolutely rinse through it, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know what to read now, and then I'll drop off. Where would I be without my Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light wands? I do not know. These upgrade my makeup so much. Ah, see, too much always comes out. Zoeva 134 is basically like a bigger version of an eyeshadow fluffy blending brush. If you don't have this, you can take an eyeshadow brush, but you're just gonna have to buff it a bit more, or any sort of highlighting brush that you prefer. But I just feel like these rounded ones, which are a bigger version of this, work so well. Just makes the skin look gorgeous and radiant. Okay, you ready? Let's put a little bit onto the top of the cheek there, on the tip of the nose, because I've gone back to doing a little bit of that. Above the eyebrow, I am going to fill in my eyebrows as well. I've either been doing them first or last. Sometimes when I do them first, I feel like a lot of product attaches to them because I use a brow texture, and then sometimes I feel like when I do them last, they just look barely there. I don't know. Definitely try this method if you have any liquid highlighter. Then I'm going to go in one more time with the Makeup by Mario soft setting spray. I'm just going to put on some mascara to blend those falsies with my natural lashes, and then I will put a little bit on the bottom as well. If I've done my makeup first, I'll use the NYX brow glue last, whereas if I haven't done my makeup, then I'll use my brow texture, because I feel like with this one you lay them quite flat, whereas with this I'm doing it just to keep them in place as such, and I don't like to use a product that will be too heavy on my eyebrows and then push them in place. Then I take my brow spoolie without hopefully messing up the product around my eyebrows, so I just use my finger just to make sure like nothing has been lifted. The fine brow pen, and I use the shade Soft Black. Okay, the look is coming together quite nicely. So how have you all been? I hope life has been treating you well. I hope you're all healthy. This is by Collection, by the way, and it's the shade Cappuccino 2. I got sent these little Maybelline Superstay Teddy tints, so I kind of want to just try it out, because when I was looking at the colours, I was like, that could be a bit of a vibe with the look we have going on today. I got this little PR info thing with it. Our Teddy tint is inspired by K-Beauty and leaves a plush lightweight feel. Let's just dab it on. That is a really nice combo. Instead of it being like a pale sort of pink that we're used to seeing with makeup, that is giving like plump, healthy, natural-y kind of colour pink, if that makes sense. I don't know if I can explain it, but you know you get like that flushed look to the lips and the cheeks? That is what that colour is giving me. This lip combo right now is drugstore and affordable, so we love switching it up and mixing drugstore with high-end over here. Even though it's meant to be matte, I wouldn't say it's like a drying matte. Shade 10 Current Mood, which looks to be like the lightest shade that they have, and they retail for $11.99. Do we leave the lip combo like that, or do we add a lighter bit in the middle? I'm just so used to putting a lighter shade in the middle. No, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna do something different today. Take these out. Just giving slick sophistication. We're gonna leave it at that, ladies and gents. I hope you have enjoyed this little catch up, get ready with me. If you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, because then it does let me know that you have enjoyed the content. And also, when I see videos with high thumbs up, I think, okay, cool, let me do more of that, because that's what they want to see. This is the final look complete. It's giving glam, glossy. I hope you'll have a lovely week, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.